This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling Podcast.
Hello, Betsy.
Oh, hello, Marcy.
What
Really good at singing we are.
We're so good at singing.
I was just very Yoda in that.
really good at singing we are.
Singing we are.
Okay, so
Tell me.
one of our listeners, Tom, sent me an email.
Tom.
And he was like, have you heard about this? It's got all the things you need for your podcast.
What?
And so I got some sources. My sources are wikipedia.com
Love it.
and ranker.com.
Oh, great.
Two of the best out there.
Love it.
And this is the story of the
This
Bunny
is
Man.
the story of the Bunny Man.
Have you heard of the Bunny Man?
I feel maybe I have.
Yeah. So
Ew. Maybe I haven't. I'm just imagining Donnie Darko.
This Donnie Darko, the guy who wrote Donnie Darko, is from the same area this happened. So yes.
Fuck. Okay.
So it's an urban legend that originated from two incidents in Fairfax County, Virginia in 1970. Huh?
My sister lived there.
Ooh. Okay. So one night in October of 1970, everything happens in October.
Everything's in October, and I love it.
An Air Force Academy cadet, Robert Bennett, was driving with his fiancee in North Virginia. The pair stopped on the on Guinea Road in Fairfax, a location near his uncle's house, and they were sitting in their car when things started to get weird. I guess they were necking, guys.
Hell yeah.
Neck.
Things were getting real weird.
A man dressed in white, supposedly with bunny ears, approached
fuck that.
out of the darkness. He began to scream at the couple that they were on private property. That he was going to report them to the police and that he'd gotten their license plate number. The man hurled a hatchet.
Fuck that.
Right through the windshield of the car, nearly hitting them. And as you might guess, they quickly sped off to a police station. Hatchet still in the car.
No.
Bennett recalls helping pull bits of broken glass out of his date's hair as they explained to the police what happened. The police later began looking for a man in the bunny outfit, although at the time they couldn't find anyone suspicious in the area. The Bunny Man legend was solidified.
Ew. Who owns that property? It's that fucking dude.
It's that fucking dude. There's another police report that mentions the notorious Bunny Man of Virginia.
Ew.
And this one shares a few similarities. Okay, so
I hate this.
About 10 days later, right around Halloween, a construction company near the area became the Bunnyman's new stomping grounds. A security guard named Paul Phillips was on duty when he came across a man dressed in black and gray with bunny ears, similar to the initial reports from the couple. He was vandalizing a house, and when Phillips approached, the oddly dressed man is reported to have said, "All you people trespass around here. If you don't get out of here, I'm gonna bust you in the head." Again, when the police went looking for him, they didn't find much. The stories hit papers, and then floodgates opened. There were over 50 reports from other people who'd claimed to have seen the Bunny Man.
What the fuck?
So who's this Bunny Man? We don't know. So one of the most common Genesis legends of the Bunny Man is that he's the spirit of a crazy man who escaped from an asylum way back in 1904.
Ooh.
A group of criminally insane people were transported by bus to a new facility.
On Halloween, so he was dressed like a bunny?
The bus, yeah, all the criminals dress up like bunnies.
Dress them up, fellas. It's Halloween.
All right. Prisoner 1089929. You put your bunny suit on. Where was I?
I'm sorry.
Notes.
So, bus.
The bus unexpectedly crashed, and everyone inside was killed except for one man.
This man is trick or treat.
This man escaped, vanishing into the night, and he was never seen again.
Oh my God, this is fun and awful, and I love it.
His name was Douglas Griffin.
That's him.
And his memory, or perhaps his ghost, lived on long after they escaped. He began to kill people and animals, mostly rabbits. But if I were living in the woods, I would eat rabbits too. I get it. But he was never recaptured. And his ghost is supposedly what attacked the couple on that October night. So, of course, maybe 1904 is a little early for that, for a bus coming. And also maybe there wasn't a sanatorium or whatever. But,
okay.
But, so after the body of a man Griffin allegedly killed was found, police decided it was time to bring him in. They searched the train tracks by the bridge near Fairfax Station and quickly came across the Bunnymen near where an asylum bus had originally crashed. So that's the thing. It's like, who knows if this is real? Anyway, so.
Yeah, were there buses in 1904?
I mean,
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if there were.
When are cars?
That's why this feels a little like...
When are cars?
When are cars? So, what am I thinking? Okay. I'm going to just... So basically, there's stories of mutilated teens being hung from the bridge. It's because it's basically located around this one bridge.
Oh, no.
People find mutilated animals.
Oh, no.
All these things are like the legends.
Okay.
So, according to local lore, you can still see the spirit of the victims of the Bunnymen by the bridge on Halloween night if you go there on October 31st.
Spooky.
So right before midnight, you will see rabbits near the bridge, again signaling the Bunnyman is coming. Then a light, and perhaps from the train that struck him down when the crash. I don't know. It's really all over the place. Or even from the bus, from the 1904 bus. So
maybe they were on a train, and then their little train car went off the tracks.
It just goes. So
and then.
But the good news is that like a lot of people have been inspired by this Bunnyman.
Yeah, man. I want to see a Bunnyman horror movie.
Yeah, there's a slasher film called Bunnyman. There's a beer, Bunnyman themed beer.
Oh, I need to drink that.
And then the Donnie Darko. So the film takes place in a Virginia suburb.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it either is, but for sure, this couple in the 70s was attacked, even if they don't know where the origin of this original Bunnyman came from. And they have like they still have the hatchet.
That's
that he threw
wild.
At them.
That's so scary.
Doesn't it remind you of the clowns?
Yes. Yeah.
Remember when all those men were dressing
up
as clowns?
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like in Phoenix and shit. We're
just a crazy.
That was so weird.
We need something like that this year.
Do we?
Yeah.
I feel we already got enough clowns in the White House.
Hello. That's the commentary.
That's what we think. Ooh, Marcy, that was really good.
The Bunnyman.
Hey, you guys, if you have a story about the Bunnyman or any of your urban legends, if you're like, dude, my town's got kind of a Bunnyman.
Yes.
Hit us up if it's the funny man and it's a jokester
or the
who
dummy
died,
man
or
and
the
it's
dummy
an idiot
man.
guy. Oh, the dummy man's gonna get you.
Honey bunny man.
Oh, what if it's a honey bun?
Ooh, spooky.
Do you know what's scariest about those? The calories.
I know.
Do you know that a honey bun has like 900 calories?
Don't tell me that.
It has 900.
Don't tell me that.
That's the real scary stuff.
Tell me that. But yeah, please send in an email, a voice memo, of your stories.
Or your experiences or folklore, whatever you got, to funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, that's right. And please review, rate, subscribe. Tell your friends.
That was great.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I mean, I didn't nail it. I didn't read a whole page of it, but It was a lot about this person who may not have existed.
Oh shit. Okay.
This guy, the Griffin guy. But go look up more Bunnyman stuff. It's interesting, guys.
That's so spooky. Thanks, Marcy.
We are so excited.
Yeah, we are.
To have our buddy.
Oh, yeah.
You can see him at the UCB theaters every Saturday. UCB Sunset Saturday nights at 10:30 now.
You know when my show is.
The Dragons. This is Jacob Womack.
Jacob Womack.
That's me live. If you want to do improv with me, you can also come to the UCB Jam on Wednesday nights at 10 in the Inner Sanctum. If you want to play.
But then what if they want to just see you on the internet
you've
or
been
something?
Creating a lot of content.
True. If you want to see me on the internet, you can search for my acting name, Jackson Hell, on YouTube. And I have a YouTube page where I'm documenting my life as an actor. And
Jackson Hell.
Yeah,
that's
that's my professional name is Jackson Hell, which I guess kind of goes along with the show. Is supernatural always hell stuff? Not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, we were Betsy and I were in a movie, right? That you made. Was Betsy in it?
Betsy.
I was not.
Betsy was not in it.
I just assumed that she was
Betsy
one
and
of.
History is in sketch.
You would think.
We have a heavy sketch history.
We have
you
a big
think.
sketch history.
You would think.
Yeah, if you want to check out Cream Comedy.
That's right. That's Betsy and I doing stuff together.
We
but
do
yeah,
some
Marcy
stuff together.
was in a movie I made called Lane Woods Finds Love a couple years ago.
You're a real creator.
Trying to be because it's fun.
You gotta hustle out in these streets.
It's fun to make stuff. I didn't know how fun it was to make stuff, and so I started making stuff. I thought it was only fun to make stuff on stage for so long.
Because it seems easier to make it on stage. Mm-hmm. So you're like, well, everything else must be too hard, and therefore not fun.
Yeah.
But it's not so hard.
I told myself that versus technology for a long time. It's all too hard.
Yeah.
It's too hard.
Now I'm like, it's too easy.
That's why you were so impressed that we had a podcasting kit. You're like, this seems hard. It's like, it's not.
Oh, anyone can podcast. Is that the truth?
You can just plug things in.
Yeah. All you do is plug things in, and I don't do any of it. Marcy does it all.
But it's pretty easy.
It seems pretty easy.
I've learned recently I'm not even middling smart, and I can do it.
You recently learned that?
I thought I was like kind of smart.
Aww.
And then I've met people who are like actually smart, and I was like, I'm not even in the same league.
Oh, Marcy.
But it is great when you start doing some tech stuff and you realize how quick you can learn things.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of the process of learning isn't as hard as I have made it out to be since I kind of became an adult.
Yeah, it's fun to be lazy though too, right? Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah, I'm done with learning. I already did all my learning in school. Fuck that. I'm not trying to learn anything else.
Every few years, I'm like, should I pick up a language?
I don't care. I don't know.
Don't care. Should I learn Italian?
I want to learn a language.
Should I know Spanish? Should I get better at French?
I say yes to all the above.
Yeah,
Do it all. Let's all just learn some languages, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
do it.
So, Jacob, we always start by asking our guests, what, if anything, do you believe about the paranormal?
Good question. Good question.
Yeah.
Good cue. Love the cue. Love the cue. I would say for so long, I've shifted in this topic for myself. I traditionally am a very realism. Realism is, I think, the way I'm digesting everything in life normally. And so with that being said, believing in a ghost or supernatural kind of stuff was very, it felt so far-fetched for me for most of my life. And so I would say even to the point of being a little dismissive of when people were talking about something like that, I'd be like, oh, I would roll my eyes and be like, geez, they're crazy.
Yeah.
What an insane person.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, yeah. I used to think that if you were believing in that and that was topic, you were a little bit crazy. And then I had a couple experiences where I just started being like, wait a minute.
Oh, shit, yeah.
There are ways, I think, communication is happening, energies are shifting and interacting with you that are beyond explainable, but also add up to me. In my experiences, I've been like, oh, this is this experience is coming from a relative that has passed away. That's been the experiences where I've had, where people that have passed, I've felt were communicating with me. And once that started happening, I was like, wait a minute, maybe I was the crazy one for thinking everyone was crazy.
I like that.
There's truth to this.
Yeah.
So I would say I have shifted in the last 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe a little
Holy
longer,
shit.
actually.
Yeah.
2 years,
cool.
actually. Yeah.
Whoa.
What did you think about like aliens or anything of that?
Aliens, I believe in 110%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that when I think of supernatural, to begin with, when I hear that term, my head goes to ghosts.
Absolutely.
Is where I immediately go to. And so that's where I think I came from a more dismissive place.
Right.
In previous moments in my life.
Yeah.
But aliens, I've always been like, I know there's something out there. But in
There
the last
has
couple
to be.
years, I've been like, no doubt. I even think they're here. I believe in aliens pretty hardcore now.
Yeah. You think they're here? I think they're here.
I think they're here. And it's exciting to me. It makes me, like, once I chose to believe it, it was a fun thing to embrace.
It's fun.
It's just like more of unknown is acceptable as a thing to believe.
Right.
Yes.
I can embrace that this is possible.
Yep. Yeah.
Whereas before, I think I had some just walls where I was just like, I'm just not going to go there.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people are like that. They're just like, I don't want to think about this because I don't want to think about what it means if this is real.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
I mean, I don't want to make it political, but I mean, I think a lot of men experienced that in the past like 2 years with the Me Too movement. That like it's not that they never thought anyone could ever be treated poorly, but they just didn't realize the amount of people who were treated that way.
Shit.
And so they're kind of like, oh no, like, and it was just beyond their understanding of what could happen.
Oh, very true.
What a bummer, right, guys? Sorry.
Big old bummer. It's okay.
But
hey, I'm open to all of it.
But it is like one of those things where you're like, oh, all of a sudden this new knowledge comes to you. And you're like, oh, this is possible now. This is a thing I can see more clearly.
Was there a time in this like 5 or a few years ago, did you start to like, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess this is it, like become more spiritual or like, or open up more? Like,
I would say that happened, yes, but that was after the experience that opened my mind. Like, I had a couple. I have 2 experiences specifically that made me believe in communication beyond the grave kind of thing is what it was for me.
Shit.
And so, but also, I guess as I was like kind of knocking down my boundaries and that sort of things with topics like everything started coming along with that, where I was like, well, if I can accept aliens and my dead relatives talking to me or dead friends talking to me, then everything is possible.
Do you think people who listen to this podcast are just like, everyone in LA's gone crazy?
Maybe.
No,
I don't know.
No, everyone listening, you guys get it.
You guys get it.
All the same, and if you don't get it yet, this podcast will make you get it.
You're gonna get it after this.
You're
Did you grow up religious or
extended family? Yes, but my parents were the first that I and I say this freely. I'd love to talk more with them about this, but from my younger experience, because we moved, I was born in a very small town in Arkansas, and my dad, we were the first ones that left that town. And in leaving that town, a lot of the traditions that were a part of the family and that sort of thing there, not all of them continued with us on a regular basis. And church being one of those. Where
you got lucky.
we didn't go as much. But on my mom's side, it wasn't as regular of a thing to begin with. But we all went, I remember, when I was very young, and then whenever we would go visit this small town, we were always going.
Tell them you go every Sunday. Tell them you go every Sunday.
Exactly. But my interpretation of it was so different, because I would go to church in this small town where I would see these kids that I knew a little bit when I was younger, so it was playtime to me. Like, I never had, like, any like discipline within church really for me. It was more like go see your friends. I mean, I was like the class clown of Sunday school kind of thing. I was
popping jokes about Christ.
I love a good Christ joke.
I was busting Christ's balls.
You really set it up.
And they didn't like it, but my friends did.
The kids loved it.
What denomination?
It was Methodist.
Methodist, okay. Which I feel like is like, from my experience, because my mom's family is Methodist, it's not an intense religion. They're kind of not. It's a nice like.
Oh, that's cool.
You can wade into it and not be so serious about it.
Yeah, there seems, from my experience with it, there seems to be a little more flexibility with how you worship, how you go, even than some of the other.
Catholic,
us. Oh, yeah. We get it.
We get it.
I only ask that because we've found that people who have always believed in ghosts on this podcast have been Catholic. So, and we're
a
Catholic.
lot of people are. It's like,
because we're
what
told,
are you? Catholic. Okay.
There's a lot of paranormal stuff in there.
It's a spooky religion.
I mean, even like miracles and stuff
at every level.
Yeah,
spooky.
Well, even the concept of an angel is kind of a ghost. Like the parallels to it immediately when I start to try to add it up together. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you're already believing in this. It's just a different name that you call it. Yeah, basically.
So you have some experiences.
Yes.
You have multiples.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited.
First things first, what happened?
Okay, so I guess it was about 10 years ago because it was when I moved to LA. I had about a year before I moved to LA, I lost my grandfather, who growing up was my idol. He was everything I wanted to be as an adult. He would walk into a room and just work the room. He was in politics and just he was such a presence everywhere he went. And I just was like, he told great stories. It just like, to this day, I'm just like, I try to embody what he was.
Yeah.
And I was the one relative that wasn't there, like literally when he passed away.
Yeah.
My sister was in the area, which she lives in San Francisco now, but she was around, and her and I are the main two that have gotten out of the South. But everyone was there, and it was a really hard thing for me not being there. I went back for the funeral and everything, and it was a funeral too. I'm kind of sidetracking here, but this is all set up. But it was a really beautiful funeral in that it brought the family so tight together.
Yeah.
But I remember leaving, and even to this day, having some sadness for me that I wasn't there.
Yeah.
As his last breaths were happening. And even the last phone conversation I had with him, which was just like the day before, it was very close to when he died. I could tell he didn't know who I was, and that just I was like, no, I don't want this, and I knew this was it as far as me talking to him. And so with that being said, I felt a little unfinished with with our connection, which had always been extreme. I was the elder grandchild, and I had just always felt like a very close relationship with him. Dee Dee was his name. Mimi and Dee Dee are my two grandparents. I named them when I was really young because I couldn't say their names, and that's what
so cute.
we went with.
My parents are Mimi and Dee.
Oh shit!
My grandparents were Papa and Mama.
Papa and Mama.
So that about, I guess, within a year after that, I also, a little thing, I had this crazy injury. I fell down and fractured my cheekbone and my wrist.
Shit.
And I was about to move to LA prior to that happening, but when that happened, I was like, I need to go home and get healthy, and then I'll move to LA.
God.
Even though I was in Santa Barbara at that time, which was
moving
90
to
miles
LA
away, but I chose
injured
to go.
is so awful sounding.
Yeah.
I wanted to be full health.
Yes.
So I was makes sense. Before you have to,
get myself
find
well.
a job and
I was like, let's get things in order, and then I'll go to LA. So I went back to the South, and my grandmother's sister gave, I bought a car from her for $1 grand. I bought her old car, and she told me when I bought it, she was like, hey, here's the only thing about it. It was a Dodge Neon. It was an old white Dodge Neon.
I remember that one.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I remember that car.
And she told me for the fuel gauge, there's a point. She was like, there's a point when you're going to run out of gas. She's like, I don't know exactly when that is, but the gauge is messed up.
Yep.
essentially, she didn't tell me you're going to run out of gas. She just was like, the gauge is messed up. Be aware.
Be ready.
It isn't accurate. And so I was like, all right, cool. Got it. And a couple of days later, I'm on my journey out here driving. It was the middle of the summer too. I remember driving and I was like literally driving in my underwear because it was so hot to where like the AC wasn't even really doing much. So I was just like, I'm going to go winds
through
down. Yeah, I'm going through Texas, New Mexico,
Arizona. Oh, fuck.
All through there, like
that's
the beginning of summer. Oof. Yeah. Oof. And so I'm doing that, and I've made it. I'm definitely halfway on my trip. I think like I'm getting into New Mexico, and the fuel gauge is like it's getting low. I've been refilling it like half a tank every time, but it's below half this time, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna push this. You know, I passed a couple of stations. I'm like, keep going.
You got those
Playing
wax
that
wings.
roulette, yeah.
You're going for it.
And about a quarter tank left, the car dies.
Oh no!
And I'm like, shit. And I look around, and it's like I'm in middle of nowhere, New Mexico, and nothing. I don't see anything around. I just pull over, and I'm like, all right, so that's where the gauge is. It's a quarter tank. You're on empty. I've learned that. All right, keep that knowledge. But now let's deal with this shit. So I didn't have a spare tank. I was even like, do I have a water bottle I can take and fill? Like,
just
walk
get a
to
little
gas
something
station,
and then...
Which I hadn't seen one I knew there wasn't one way behind me. So I'm like, forward's my only way to go. So I just start walking.
Shit.
I lock my car up and I just start walking, and I'm like, I got to hitchhike because that's the only way to get anywhere in the middle of nowhere.
Jacob, are you a ghost because you got murdered on this trip? Shit, man. Okay.
So I start hitchhiking.
Yes.
Wow. And I'm just like, boom, thumb out, let's do this. And I mean, amazingly quickly, this pretty newish Cadillac pulls over.
Okay.
Which my grandmother, Mimi and Dee Dee, always drove a Cadillac. And it pulls over, I get in, and I sit in the back, and it's just like AC.
Yes.
Like, they pull over and are just like kind of waving from the side, get on it. And I get in, and it just feels amazing. I'm just like, oh. And then they pull off and start, they're like, I told them what happened. I ran out of gas and gave them the scoop I was dealing with. And they don't really turn around. So all I'm seeing is just like back of heads.
Yeah.
And it's obviously an elder couple. And then the like man turns around and starts talking to me for a minute and just saying like, we're here for you. And he's kind of just reassuring me that they got my back. And I've never seen a man look as much like my grandfather as he looked.
What? I just got chills.
It was,
fuck.
She has the same haircut as my grandmother, who's still with us. I just had her 90th birthday in Houston. Happy birthday, Mimi. And they start talking to me exactly like my grandfather does and grandmother. They start like, in the religious thing, they were like, well, you know, God just gave us a message to pull over for you and that sort of thing. And I'm just like,
I got chills again.
What? I was just like, this is my like all I could think about was this is him.
Oh my God.
They're saving my life here in this situation. Because I was like, right when I got out, I was like, I'm going to get murdered.
This is it.
But I was like,
I'm done.
I was like, well, if that's the dice I'm rolling, let's roll them and see what happens. But like, angel ghost, like I don't know what it was, but it was my freaking grandfather. Like the way he taught, like my grandfather had this like just very specific nose. And like he had that nose.
Whoa.
He had the same haircut. Like
Shit.
it was the same car. They had like a cross up there. It was just like to the T, my grandfather.
That is
my God.
So
and they took me to the station. I felt like I went and bought a tank and like got enough gas to like. And I was like, all right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll walk back. So they're like, absolutely not.
Oh.
And then he called me son. He started calling me son. And I got in the car. They took me back. We like just started talking about how like lucky I was kind of thing. And they were talking about how lucky it was that they picked me up and that sort of thing. There are a lot of crazy people out there. And they were like,
and
you look like such a...
you.
He was like, you looked like such a nice young man. We had to pick you up and that sort of thing.
My
and
God.
like took me back to my car and I made it, I ended up making it back to LA. Like almost didn't even lose a beat time-wise because it all happened so quick, which would have, also the gas station was like 15 miles. Like we were together for like almost an hour of what could have been like the rest of my night kind of journey. But I like immediately called my dad. I just was like kind of freaked out because I was just like, I just was with Dee Dee. I was like, Dad, I was just with Dee Dee for like,
oh my God,
an hour.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it's kind of freaking me out right now because I haven't talked about this at length again in a long time. But like after I'd kind of talked and he was like, that was him. My dad was just like, boom, 100%.
That's it.
That was him. Like he was
my
like, that
God.
happened. And like, so, but after I like talked it out a little bit, then I'm just like off the phone and I'm kind of just by myself processing. And I'm like, that was real. Like I just was with Dee Dee for a little bit, and it felt like, as I was telling earlier, I'm just like, I felt kind of unfinished with him. I felt like I got to have this like loving moment with him that I never got to have, and it felt so genuine and true to what I yearned for happening. It was great. Yeah, it was insane. And ever since then, I've like that kind of discontentment, even though it was a year after his funeral, and maybe it just goes away over time anyway.
Yeah.
But I felt a fullness with like that final chapter of life I had.
You could close it. You could close that book.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Thank you for letting me tell. I don't know if I like.
That's such a great story.
But I haven't talked about that in a long time.
Holy shit! Did you learn their names? Did they ever say their names, dude? It was it's him then.
No,
it's him then.
Did they like? What did you? Because you must have talked for a long time. Then they were just
At first, it was a lot about church and like God told us to, which like was like
wild
stuff that my grandparents would have said too, of like, you know, like the Spirit made them pull over and all this kind of stuff. So it was like the things that they were saying, and then it was a lot about love and family, which like family was everything to my grandfather stuff too. So like it wasn't a lot of different topics because we'd hit something and really talk about it. But those were like our big three, which was like the church, family, and love. Yeah. And that was like a big three topics for my grandfather too. And so we like the whole time I wasn't like, who are you? What's going on? I just was like,
this is it. I'm in it.
I'm in it.
This
right
is my
now.
moment.
Let me keep communicating with you why I have this time.
Oh my God.
I also just had like a really weird revelation that I'm realizing I should have thought of before. But we're all young, single folk, and like I never think like my family, I love them, but like I'm never like family's everything because I've kind of made my own family out of friends and stuff. And then I'm like, oh yeah, people, when your family says that, it's because they created a family. Like and I never thought of it like that. Like your grandfather created this whhole family of people.
A big family too.
Yeah,
like
it's not just like these are the people I come from. It's like these are the people I created, and it's like a different thing.
That is wild. I've never thought about it like that.
When you haven't done that yourself, which is my dad always say, he was like, "You'll understand it when you have kids," kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When I would like
and
be mad at our relationship,
you grab your skateboard and you're like, "Whatever,
shut up, Dad.
Dad,
eat my shorts."
Cowabunga!
Ooh, that's so good.
Oh God, let's take a quick break.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, we are back.
Hey.
Good break, everyone. Good break.
Yeah. I had to blow my nose and wipe some tears away as I was pouring out a little.
That was so
That was really good.
So you have another one that's kind of
well, it bridges from that one because it's about is it a great aunt? It's my grandmother's sister.
Great aunt.
So, great aunt.
Okay.
So that's who gave me the Dodge Neon.
Yeah.
that I drove out here.
Yep.
With. And also when I first moved to Cali, she was living in, I moved to Santa Barbara and she was living in San Diego.
Great.
So she was Dottie is her name.
Yeah.
Dottie was my one family member out here.
Yes.
So the first few Thanksgivings, I went down to San Diego and Dottie was my family out here.
Yeah.
And so we grew very close, and she's another person. Like she would be probably the person who, as young as I can remember, introduced me to being a performer.
Okay.
She was a performer. She was a singer and did theater and stuff.
Yeah.
And
cool.
She would always sing for the family, like anywhere too.
Dottie.
She kind of showed me of just like, don't worry. She helped me see like, don't worry what other people think, because like we would all be out to eat or something, and somebody like, oh, do the song, and she would make a scene performing for the family, like in Fur's cafeteria or whatever.
Love that.
Oh my God, I'm so envious of that.
She helped me just be like, oh, because I also with my family leaving the nest kind of thing, as far as like where the whole family lived, I was a new kid a lot, so I've always really needed people to like me and like to fit in. I'll do anything to fit in kind of thing. And she helped me from a young age. And then as I grew older, just like, screw that, be yourself. That's like the most you thing you can be and do. But we grew very close when I first moved out here. We were already close, but she also was one of the ones that showed me like, oh, you can leave the South. You don't have to stay.
Yeah, that's huge.
You can like follow your pursuits and they don't have have to be here.
Yeah.
She's just like chilling in San Diego, being like, dude,
Big
you're gonna
time.
love it.
Big time. She's the coolest.
Oh.
And so as I'm out here, she moves back. Actually, after Dee Dee passes away, she moves back not too long after that to be with her sister, Mimi. So like for years, like these two sisters, Thelma and Louise style, just like best friends, running around, going road trips, just having the best time together. And they lived in the small town in Arkansas. They end up moving to Houston, which I have a lot of family in Texas too. So they moved to Houston, and Dottie I think she was getting like the beginnings of Alzheimer's around this time. I'm not going to timeline it, but it was a little while ago, and she's starting to deteriorate a little like that. Yeah. And we knew that there was just some health stuff going on with her kind of thing, and like, but like it wasn't like something's going to happen or anything. It just was like
And some people have Alzheimer's for like, decades and stuff, and
But her health, because of the Alzheimer's thing, health had been a topic for like a year. Like you're saying, this had gone on for a while. But they were living their great life, and like just these two 80-year-old sisters just having the best time together.
I love that.
And so one night, I had this dream, and in the dream, Dottie and I are in the woods camping.
Yeah.
And like she can't find like a certain thing we need to like fix our campsite. And it's just the two of us. I'm putting up the tent, and she's like trying to find wood, I think, for our fire. And she is like, I'm gonna go find some wood in this dream. And then she is gone, and I can't find her. Yeah. And so like the dream, which was one of those dreams where it just seems it's so real, and like you wake up kind of like, but I couldn't find her, and it was like getting night, and like in the dream, I've lost my aunt in the woods, and like isolated, like like Blair Witch Woods, just in the middle of the woods, scary woods. The sun's going down. There's no moon. It's dark, and I'm like, oh my God, she won't respond to me. I'm just like, I'm really freaking out that something happened, and eventually I wake up in a panic.
Oh no!
And I just am like, I feel crazy. I feel like really. I feel like I lost her in that dream, and I'm like, just fucked up. Yep. I have a lot of anxiety. I'm like sweaty. I just like, just wait, you wake up in that weird rush.
I hate that so much.
Settle yourself.
Where you're like almost shaking. Like,
totally.
It's such a weird, awful feeling.
Because like that our dreams are doing that to us every night on some parameter.
Because the reality you were just in was something bad happened.
Yeah. So, it's so scary. God.
So I try to shake it off, and I kind of am able to, and I'm just going about my day, and I get a phone call from my dad that they were out to eat, and she fell down and hit her head.
Oh no.
And she's in the hospital. She's in a coma. And she was in a coma for like, and I told him about this dream, and he just was like, well, that was her. She was like, that was her. And we kind of had that conversation, and then like a week later, she passes away.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like my dad and I talked about that dream a lot, of just like that was her coming to say bye to you. And like you had, because like that was part of the dream too, is where we were like it wasn't just we're at the campsite lost. It was us getting there and having some of that like fun energy of like, yeah, this is what we're doing together. Me and my great aunt are like gonna camp out together. And then it like shifted into like, oh no, where did she go? Like I lost her kind of thing. And that's when I like had the panic and woke up like that. But like that one was hard, so hard for me to talk about. Like even like my dad was just like, you got to tell everyone in the family that story, and I just was like, it was really hard for me to talk about because I was like, she just. I was like, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how to talk about this. Because I remember like going home the next holiday and be like, tell your grandmother. You got to tell your grandma.
Tell your grandma, like, please.
All right. But it was like, tell your grandmother, and like the entire family's around. And I'm like, oh fuck. All right, let's talk about this because it still shook me. Not only her death shook me, but like having this like just really wild night before I got that news. It was like that day, like hours after I woke up from this, my dad called me to tell me her, who I don't remember ever having a dream about prior to that. Yeah. Like
that is so wild.
Was in a coma. I'd fallen down. She hit her head and had internal bleeding, and like,
oh my God.
A week later, and I was like, that was her hanging with me for a little bit because we had like, and that was the thing, like we had grown to be so close while she was out here, and once again in that like we didn't get a moment. You know, at the end there, kind of similarly to Dee Dee, like that was the only difference is I got that like literally probably as it's happening. Like she's like she may have fallen down as even like timeline exactly when it happened in my dream because it was all like that morning that it was going down.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
Have like other family members had stuff like this? Like did your parents ever have?
I haven't heard stories of this kind of stuff as in the experiences that I've had.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool.
And then
there is a cool part of it. I mean, even I haven't told the story about Dee Dee, but like I was saying earlier, that I just was kind of hitting me in that moment of just like it gave a closure. It gave opportunity for the thing that like didn't happen in quote unquote life.
Right. You know? And you said this led you to be more spiritual.
Well, it led me to just believe, I guess, in like the supernatural, like that kind of stuff being true to me. Because I think there may have been a time where I'd been like, coincidence or, you know, just like, it just seems like it all makes sense. But it's like, there was just these layers of what was going on in both of these experiences. That was just like, I can't deny the truth and the realness of what I'm experiencing right now. I can't dismiss, which I think is like the message for everything in our lives. Just like, if you experience it, you can believe it.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Oh my God.
So I'm a believer now.
Yeah.
through living.
I feel like those two
And they, like I said too, they were like only like a year. They were like within a year, both of those things happened. Ish. Maybe there's a little bit. Actually, no, there was more between that. Yeah, there was more between them. But
still, even that idea of like through that year, you after like your Dee Dee thing happening. Kind of starting to open up and believe, and then it is maybe like your aunt's like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
I can totally hit you up before I go.
Yeah,
maybe
I've never even thought about that. That's so true. Yeah, because you have to be open to receiving these things.
I think so.
Or you're gonna just dismiss them,
or it'll be scary. Like you know, and then like and then. Like if someone's trying to get a message and you don't want it, that can be scary.
Yes.
Just like with an ex, guys.
Very scary.
But if you meet him for coffee, maybe it'll be fine.
I mean,
don't
you
meet him
end
for
up
coffee.
Giving him a jerk off in the car. A jerk off.
Yeah.
Said it that way.
I'm very pro being friends with the exes, but that can be also impossible and too hard to be a reality.
Yeah, sometimes it can be very
I like to
rough.
think of him as someone that I don't don't care to know more, but I'll be nice to them around.
But that, like after like telling these stories now, even like using the ex thing as an example, now I feel like that I'm open to that kind of thing. Maybe there's like there's healing to be done beyond a face-to-face, we got to talk it out or whatever. It's just like if we're open to it and like accepting that can be a possibility, like maybe it can come in any shape, size.
That's true.
Dream, reality.
Yeah. We're all very good at relationships.
I'm basically
hard. They're hard.
They're crazy, man.
A He-Man at it. Would you care to listen to a ghost story now?
Oh, yeah.
Let me get one.
Hi there. So, my experience with ghosts happened at my house when I was growing up. When I was real little, I think when I was like 4 or 5, every night the door would be left open in my bedroom, and I would lay facing the door, and I would just see figures walking in and out of the room. And typically they were adults, and they looked kind of vaguely see-through, kind of bluish. They had the strange kind of color, kind of aura to them. And they would just come in and out of my room, and they would just kind of hang out in there and look over me, and sometimes they would just kind of watch me, or sometimes they would just kind of come in and then disappear, different things like that. And so naturally I started closing my door because it freaked me out pretty badly. But I never told anybody about it because I didn't figure anybody would actually believe me. So then flash to maybe like a couple years later, my dad worked third shift, and so when I would get scared, I would come and sleep in my mom's room. And the way that her room was set up at the time, her bed was facing the hallway that led to a walk-in closet on one side and a bathroom on the other. And so I had been scared, or I had had a bad dream or something like that, and so I had gotten into my mom's bed and kind of cuddled in, whatever, but I couldn't fall asleep, and I woke up and I looked down that hallway, and out of the walk-in closet I saw a shape that looked like my older brother, which was very strange considering why would he be in the walk-in closet. And so I was looking at him, and I kind of like squinted my eyes, and he was standing in that hallway just looking at me. And I looked at him and I said, "Hey, Connor." And he just kept looking at me. And while he was staring at me, I realized that he had the same kind of color, this kind of like strange light bluish kind of glow coming from him that I had seen from all those entities or what have you walking in and out of my room. And so I naturally got scared, and so I was staring at him, and he just turned and walked back into the walk-in closet. Obviously, I could not fall back asleep, and actually within like a couple, maybe 20 minutes from then, my brother walked in to the bedroom from his room and said, "Hey, can I join you? I'm having a hard time sleeping."
Jesus.
Which then made it even worse because I realized, oh my God, that really wasn't my brother. So then if we jump forward several years, probably like 10, 12 years later, I had never told anyone about this because I didn't think they would believe me. I wasn't sure what I believed about it. And my brother and I were talking about random ghost stories and just freaky things, whatever. And so I told him that story. But before I said what the ghost that I had seen looked like, he said, "Stop. Did it look like me?" No. And I was like, "Oh, shut up."
Fuck, I just got crazy.
Like maybe I've told you the story, I forgot. Well, he was like, "Oh my God, I have to tell you something." So I finished my story, and then he was like, one day, Caitlin, I saw you walk down the hallway at night. And so his bedroom was kind of catty corner from my own. He said that he heard me walk down the hallway and go into the bathroom.
Fucking freaking out.
And that he was looking out his door as I did this. And then he saw me walk back into my room. But then behind me was a person that looked just like him, just walking right down the hallway behind me, following me.
saw himself.
And he was looking, and he said that after I walked into the room, this not my brother turned and looked at him and just stared at him, and then turned his head and walked into my room after me. And obviously I was like, well, why wouldn't you have told me? Why didn't you do anything? And he was like, I was just too scared to even move. And that this had happened maybe 4 years before we were talking to one another. And so there were several years in between these instances where for some reason there was this ghost or this entity or this whatever you want to call it that looked like my brother, was pretending to be my brother, and was in some way linked with me. Thankfully, I don't live in that house anymore. I'm pretty thankful that we got rid of it. Because it kind of just had a creepy feel to it anyway. The rooms kind of freaked me out. I never went in that walk-in closet ever again. Things like that. But yeah, that's my ghost story.
She's got to talk to the rest of her family. Have other people had that?
Oh my
like
God.
her and her brother had that?
Ew, and that did it look like me?
Yeah.
Fuck!
Seeing a ghost of yourself?
Ew, that's so goddamn scary.
That is horrifying.
My body was losing it during that story.
I wonder how many are like that too, where it's like, I had this thing, it scared me so much, I never talked about it.
Well, I think so many people are like, I had this thing and then I don't want to sound crazy.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
I thought the brother was going to say something like, oh, I saw someone who looked like you, but that he was like, no, it looked like me and it followed you is too scary.
Yeah, because I thought
so scary.
Ooh, that is so fucking scary. And I've never really heard of that.
The
or seen that
doppelganger. It's the doppelganger.
And to like...
Oh, God.
I mean, my sister is like one of my best friends now, but growing up, we were definitely at each other's throats, enemy-wise.
Yeah.
But like... Had a ghost of myself been trying to followed her into the room, I can't imagine that to not do like that must be some crazy paralyzing fear to just be like I have to resist any urge to do anything.
Seeing a ghost or like a thing of you looking at you.
Oof.
Too scary.
And then walking and following that is so that fucked me up.
Too scary.
That story is shit, man. My body.
We were talking about relationships earlier, which I think this is a huge part of that, and just everything in life. But hey, we got to communicate more. They could have been talking about this.
More. Yeah, because if that entity is trying to get a message across, hey, do it nicer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
just do it nicer.
When things start taking the shape and forms of people you know, it ain't a ghost.
Oh no,
ghosts can't do that. Ghosts can only be them. That's something else.
Oh, what is it?
Something bad, dog.
Shit.
Well, what do you think about being open, even though that feels so scary, to being open to being like, why are you here? To like trying to engage or trying to understand or just accepting it rather than, I feel like fear feels to be like, you to have more experience than me, but like fear feels like it'd probably be the natural instinct,
I don't think
always instinct.
It's like helpful to be like super afraid. I mean, not that you can help it, but I don't think it helps you in any situation to act out of fear.
Yes,
like,
that's very true.
Even in like moments where not like it was like almost 2 years ago now that I was robbed at gunpoint. Like in the moment, thank God I didn't panic. I just was like, I slowed down and was like, all right, think through what you want to do. Yeah. And then I was like, I'll just give you all my things. Yeah. But I wasn't like fearful until way later. And I think but I think that's why I might be more open to ghosts or whatever. Yeah. But also you can't really control that stuff too. Like it is just like your instinct to like.
I mean, similar to me when I was jumped a few years ago, I had the same thing where I wasn't like, there was a weird calmness, and the fear and the kind of insanity in my mind happened after like my adrenaline stopped, and I just was like, oh my God, I'm like beat up and
oh my God.
Yeah.
But in those moments, it like kind of serves you better to be chill and calm. Yes. Like you probably, because you didn't like start like freaking out, you probably like at least limited what could happen. And I think the same thing with a ghost too. Maybe it's just like, but also back to your question was, should you engage? I think that's better than not, maybe. To be like, what do you want? To at least, it's like, you know, when you feel like someone is following you, or that someone's like being shady, like you're walking down a street at night and you just look at them directly. It like makes you feel better because you're like, I'm making some eye contact.
I'm addressing
you.
I'm acknowledging this something's up.
Yeah, you gotta go. But even that could be like, but I have a friend who is like, he's always like, just ask what they want.
Yeah.
They probably just want something.
Yeah.
Well, because even like going like to the
and
stories.
if they say your soul, then you're in trouble.
Then it's like, then you have a right
bail.
to be fearful.
Yes.
But at the same time, like thinking of like the stories I was telling earlier of just like, there seems also an opportunity for like information and to find out and to learn and to engage in a way that like maybe there's something there that is beneficial rather than a fearful thing.
Or maybe you can set them at ease because it's probably someone who's confused.
Oh,
I think it's just like the alien thing. Like when we do start seeing them all over the place, rather than throwing a brick at their head, being like,
what do you want?
Hey, what's up, man?
I feel that way about like even animals. Like whenever animals, like you're like, what do you need? Like when an animal gets too close to people, it's like, what's up? What do they need? They must need something. They're not trying to be around
They
us.
need to spread their rabies, so they need to bite you.
Oh man, this was so fun, Jacob.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
This was so great. Such good story.
That's my life.
Tell everybody what they need to do to find you and your work.
You can find me online, Twitter, Instagram at Womack Attack. And then, once again, YouTube, Jackson Health. Jacob Womack sitting here. I'm all over the place.
I'll put it in the show notes. Thank you so much. This was awesome.
My pleasure.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy. And don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.